My name is Garrett Sauls, and my senior research project was a case study of the future development of the World Logistics Center in Moreno Valley. My thesis for the project revolved around whether or not a World Logistics Center would have a negative impact on future congestion, availability of jobs, and quality of life in the community. Moreno Valley is a suburban city in Riverside County with a population of roughly 200,000 people. According to 2010 U.S. Census data, more than 85% of residents drive an automobile to work with an average commute time of 35 minutes. In conjunction with this, Moreno Valley has a jobs-to-housing balance of 0.58, which means that there is approximately half a job per household within the city. What these two factors demonstrate is that many workers in Moreno Valley commute outside of the city for work. The future World Logistics Center is a 40.6 million square feet high-cube industrial warehouse distribution development that claims that it will be able to generate roughly 20,000 jobs to the city of Moreno Valley upon build-out. While this seems like a great prospect for the city, it raises three questions in my mind. How many of these jobs will be guaranteed to Moreno Valley residents? What impact will an increase in jobs have on congestion in the city? And what could be the environmental impact to the city? When looking through the specific plan for the development, I noticed that there is a discussion on providing jobs to the community and reducing travel distance and time for individuals, but there were no specifications as to how many workers out of the 20,000 would be locally hired. When looking at census data to see how many current residents were employed in the logistics field, there were around 17,000. While there certainly will be some degree of transition between current workplaces to the World Logistics Center, it seems to go off of the basis that having the jobs located here will encourage these residents to relocate regardless of the level of stability offered by their current jobs. If there's a disconnect between these available jobs and those who can occupy them, it may instead attract people from outside of the community. The specific plan and environmental impact report for the World Logistics Center claims that normal day-to-day operations in the facility will produce roughly 68,000 vehicle trips per day, and that it hopes to go against the traditional westward flow of traffic in the city by creating a reverse commute pattern for workers. However, while this pattern may help to mitigate congestion, it does not consider the impact of vehicles traveling towards the city from other communities. Given that there are no stipulations towards how many local residents will be hired, this could result in more automobiles traveling in the city. By looking at these two factors, it would be imperative to recognize the importance of expanding the infrastructure system to accommodate these needs as well as who should fund it. But unfortunately, the World Logistics Center isn't being asked to sponsor some of that cost. So what could happen as a result of the increased amount of vehicles on the road? One thing is an increase in the production of greenhouse gases. However, again, the environmental impact report didn't say anything about attempting to mitigate how many cars would be put on the road. Considering the development is also removing 2,600 acres of farmland that can help with carbon sequestration, it could result in some drastic cumulative effects on the environment. So what are some potential solutions? Well, one could be mandates for hiring local residents and for providing funding for infrastructure for heavy auto-dependent projects, which can help to provide immediate benefits to the community. A second could be requiring developers to replace lost carbon sequestering organisms or investing in air filtering processes to remove that carbon. And a third could be encouraging developers and employees to involve themselves with the van pool or to create a subsidized bus token system in order to reduce the amount of vehicles on the road. These solutions are not solely the developer's responsibility, but are also the responsibility of the public, planners, and officials to try to anticipate problems before they even happen, even from developments that can significantly benefit a community. In doing so, it can help to prevent trends and habits that we have begun to notice are having negative impacts on our lives and on the ecosystem.